What's good?
It's good, man. Everything's good, you know.
Everything's good.
4th of July. Sitting at the table with my boys.
You gotta be eating anything?
Mom said she wanted to throw some steaks on the grill.
For 4th of July?
Yeah. I'm with that.
What about you, Cam?
I'm working.
I was thinking about throwing some ribs, but she said steaks.
I'm working.
You ain't
but
gotta take nothing to work?
Huh?
You ain't gotta take nothing to work?
Man, well, see what had happened was since I had the weekend off, mom's give me the call, right? She was like, "Yo, we pulling up to Lucille's. You want to come through?" Pick up the phone right back. You don't want to come through.
Wait, you see the expression on his face? Yeah,
coming through. You asking like that was like it was a question. The question was I coming through or not? The question was what time was coming through?
What time you want me to pull up?
Yeah, no,
get them biscuits.
Shoot, my sister hit the quick text 12:30. She didn't even put which location. I already knew which one we were going to because we went to Long Beach. Town Center. Oh. We went to the one in Town Center.
I didn't know they had one in the Town Center. I know they got.
They always had one in the Town Center.
I always thought it was the one by the pipe.
No, not the one in the trenches. I mean, it's the one at the Town Center.
Oh shit! Now I know where to go.
No, that's like right up to 605. From here, it's like 10 minutes away from where we sitting at.
I always go to one of Cerritos.
Crazy thing is, we're really not far from a lot of stuff. It's just traffic.
Right, and so here's the difference between the one in Cerritos and the one in Long Beach. So Father's Day, I went to the one in Cerritos, right? So when they had the Father's Day little setup, you know, you get your greens and macaroni and cheese, right?
Were you upset because they sang to you?
No, forget all that. They don't need to sing to me. Nah, they had these little. They had the little baby cups of like greens and little baby cup macaroni and cheese. So they give me little sippy cups of like this stuff. I'm like, dude. You know, I know I'm slim, but I don't need no sippy cup of like macaroni and cheese now.
I'm trying to watch his plate.
You didn't even order it?
No, I did order. No, I ordered it. I mean, the one thing cool about the Cerritos one, because like when they were doing it at the time, they were actually doing the smoker like right in front of everybody. Now that's dope.
You know what he sound like? Remember on 21 Jump Street with Ice Cube when he was getting the little peas on his plate? He got mad. What y'all doing back here? Y'all over here cooking chicken? Give me some more.
That's what I'm saying. It's like don't be
And then Cam gonna start throwing the food.
No, I was like, dude, don't be giving no sippy cup of greens and stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's like give me a sippy cup of greens and stuff.
I mean, I know I'm like $1 something.
So I order the same identical thing at the one in Long Beach, right? They give me the little boat bowl of greens and a little boat bowl of.
Let me clarify why. Think about it. Long Beach and Cerritos. Let's put that together. So here we go. So Cerritos is bougie, right? That's what we're talking about. You got to think about it. Cerritos is what the regular city. Long Beach is.
I mean, they hood, but they ain't that hood. But I know. I want you to understand.
The brother. Hey, we had the brother. Hey, man, brother man wants. Let
me tell you how close to
I mean, we know how like predominantly the population of Cerritos.
Yeah.
So no, for everybody who's listening to podcast land, because we are going to put this part of it up. The distance between the Cerritos Lucille's and the Long Beach Lucille's is literally 5 minutes away on freeway. Mm-hmm. If you were to go from the Cerritos one, get on South Street, go down 2 blocks to Carson Street, and get off, you're right in front of the Lucille's in Long Beach. You're literally 5 minutes away. So you mean to tell me that between 5 minutes is the difference between a little sippy cup of greens and a sippy cup of macaroni and cheese versus a boat? So if that's the case, I'll spend the gas in the 5 minutes. I ain't even trying to be funny with y'all. This is real. This is real. Real fact.
You gotta eat.
I mean, don't get it wrong.
Especially when the prices are the same.
I'm like, come on. The price is exactly the same. I still spent $50 up in that mug. I ain't mad, but that's what happened. So I'm not.
He ate good.
So I ate good yesterday. So as far as like 4th of July, I don't know what I'm doing 4th of July. I'll figure out something tomorrow.
You know what? Is it really traditional for people on 4th of July to say, I'm gonna just barbecue or?
Well, okay, so barbecuing, like, that's always just been kind of a American weekend thing. Yeah. It was never strictly 4th of July, but it's very synonymous with it. You know, you take the family to the park, you go barbecuing, you stay till night and watch the legal fireworks show, stuff like that. But
no, you said it right. The legal. We don't get there in a second. The legal fireworks.
But for brothers like us,
not these chitty bang bang.
Not the
yeah, where essentially they're just bombs with lights.
That's a fact.
No, like they can. No, if they didn't shoot up into the air, if it went off next to somebody, the person would probably die.
They'll blow a building up if you don't do it right. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. But go ahead.
But anyway, yeah. So like barbecuing is pretty tied with 4th of July. Burgers, hot dogs, and stuff like that.
Simple, yeah. I like a little, throw some ribs.
I mean, man, you can't go wrong with all beef dogs and patties.
And then,
so the most.
If I wanted to be fancy, throw a little corn asada on there and stuff like that.
And that's where it became more of the. Even from being the basics to the competition. Because before it would just be like 4th of July, hot dogs, hamburgers, hang out. Get yourself some nasty potato salad if y'all like that stuff.
Well, like the whole thing.
And you keep it moving. I don't like potato salad like that. And then it started getting fancy. Well, let's throw some chicken on there. Let's throw some ribs on there.
When I was a kid and coming up to my teenage years, every 4th of July, if I'm not on the block with the family, I end up being at my cousin's house, and it turned out to be a cool little function. Everybody bring food, barbecue. Then we sit and listen to some oldies, play some dominoes, and then later on set the fireworks.
Yeah, because essentially
stuff like that. It's still. I still keep that traditional.
Yeah. So have you been to like a block party for 4th of July?
Oh yeah.
Where they lock down the whole block and everybody on the block is kind of centralized and everybody's kind of just throw down their food together.
I've been to 2 of those.
That was the jump off.
It was one in Carson I went to, and then the other one was in Chino.
My uncle Stevie used to live in Gardena. They used to lock it down. He used to live on one end of the block, and this block wasn't a short block. This block was a long block, and so they get the city to block off the whole block, put the little stanchions in there and everything, lock the whole thing down, and you just walk the block.
You know what? Actually,
and get a plate from everybody's spot. They be like, "Yo, where you and keep in mind this is Gardena, by the way. So you in the hood, you ain't in the hood. But
I think we did do that on my block over in Linwood, and my grandmother's God rest her. So I think we did do that one year where we had it all blocked off. Came out.
You know how scary that is if you pull up to the wrong house. You don't know nobody.
But at least everybody on my block, we all knew each other.
But here's what you found out.
Nothing jumped off or anything.
Here's what you found out. You found out that everybody was cool on that block for one, because when you could do something like that and nothing pop off. And then you a couple blocks away and nobody try to hit the block.
No, on my block, because we always locked it down. So.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just saying certain blocks.
Certain
blocks it wasn't
on
like
my
that.
Block, I say this on fact, on Brewster, ain't nothing popped up on Brewster without us knowing. I say that with a fact.
Yeah, but it was crazy because you don't really see that too much of that anymore where you have like the block parties. And then at night they would shoot the
other city, in the projects, that ain't gonna get.
No, you got too much.
Not on 106, no.
No, you ain't doing that. No, you ain't doing that.
I did 4th of July 106, but
But even like in Leimert Park.
And shout out to my peoples over there in the projects. I love you guys.
But even in like Leimert Park, we never really shut down the block like that. But we did in the Gardena. That was kind of dope.
I think. That one park over in Carson. I think that the one right there off the 91. I can't think of the street, but it's where the industrial is, and then there's that park right there.
Oh, you talking about right behind Compton, where right before you get to the stadium? I know you talking about.
If you turn left,
it's by Dominguez.
They got a Del Taco right there.
Yeah, by Dominguez Hills.
But when you cut right going towards that way.
Yeah, I know. It's right by Dominguez Hills.
Damn, I forgot the name of that park, but I've been there for 4th of July.
That's dope. So, where have you seen the dopest fireworks show?
I will say over here at Downey Chapel over here.
Really?
I've seen
the best fireworks show you've ever seen, like in person, not on TV. In person.
In person.
Yeah.
2 places. Downey Chapel. They always had a good fireworks show. I have to give them that.
Okay.
Norwalk Convention Center.
Norwalk. Okay.
Yeah, they always throw some good fireworks shows. Best one I ever seen
in person, not on TV.
No, this is in person. But the best ones I ever seen in person, got to be over there in LA.
Where in LA?
Downtown LA, going towards Chinatown.
Okay.
They always put on the best fireworks shows. I've been in person.
I don't remember exactly. It was somewhere in Norwalk. It was a park, I think, or maybe it was Cerritos, but it was around there. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But it was a really nice fireworks show, especially towards the end. It really popped off.
Dang, y'all boys ain't traveled none, huh?
No, that costs money.
No, I get it, but dog.
When they was on a budget, we only go certain places. What it is, we only, for me and my peoples, we only go places that we know.
No, I get it. So, and maybe
okay. I digress. I've been to a fireworks in Vegas with my uncle on 4th of July.
Okay, but that's all.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've been to one, but when I say the best, like one of the best ones I've seen was actually in Long Beach, and they did the same thing in San Diego, where they actually shot the fireworks off of the boats, and you saw it coming off of the water. That was dope.
You know what? I take that back. Back into when I was in Beverly Hills, I was doing the lift ride, but I ended up on 4th of July. But I ended up hanging out there, and they had a fireworks show going towards on Melrose Street.
I didn't know they were popping things like that.
Yeah, they had the street all lined up, and they was popping off fireworks and stuff like that. It was actually a good show. Everybody was out
in
there.
Beverly Hills, you're not gotta worry about guns.
I mean,
yeah,
I know everybody.
I saw a couple of celebrities and stuff, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I know everybody think that because like we're next to Disney, that Disney had one of the best shows. No, Disney does not have the best fireworks show. Let me start there. Disney don't have the best fireworks show. The Hollywood Bowl is pretty dope if you ever been there.
I've only seen that on TV.
I know, but I've been there live, and it's pretty dope. We pulled up there years ago, did that. Vegas' show, if you've seen it off the strip, that one is cool.
That was popular.
But you gotta see it from you gotta see it from like
me and my uncle we was at the Hilton.
Yeah, but you gotta see it off the balcony.
Well, we was on the balcony.
Yeah. That's dope.
And then when we left from there and we went down on Fremont Street and saw the rest of the fireworks shows. Damn, that's a long time ago.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I had to think about it.
No, that's what I'm saying. But the one in San Diego was cool, like coming off the boats and stuff. That was dope as well. Those are some of the dopest fireworks show I've seen. I mean, don't get me wrong. The one at CPE, Cerritos Park East, was dope when they actually shot them from there one time. That's why I'm so glad they don't do that anymore. Because if they did that this year, man, I never would get home. I never would get home.
I do remember that because I remember we didn't leave work at all. You couldn't because they had Bloomfield blocked off and everything. Yeah.
The only way you could get home, you had to sit there and wait till like 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I remember that.
Get everybody off the block, and then you could go home. That's why I'm so glad they don't do that anymore.
Drinking and smoking that night too.
The Norwalk one was always been kind of cool. When they have one out there, been there. Knott's is always kind of like tradition for me at this point because it's right there, so I can always kind of pull up at Knott's. But
your daughter works there.
Not anymore. I didn't know that. I didn't anymore. She moved on. Side note. First of all, shout out to my 2 chickadees, of course. Side note, my daughter's actually working at a new job. She ain't working at Knott's anymore. She progressed on. She works for Porto's Bakery.
Okay.
So if y'all need some. Pause. If y'all need some food, I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say. If y'all need some food, pull up. She's at Porto. She stays out over there.
That dessert was good at Porto's.
Yeah. But anyway, how much money y'all spent on fireworks? Let's just keep it tall. Y'all spend money on fireworks. How much money y'all spent on fireworks?
I think the most I ever spent on fireworks, $200. I dropped $200 one time.
$200.
I don't really remember. I don't really buy fireworks.
I didn't. I'm the same way. It was just one year. I was like, you know what? I think because when I was with my ex and I had a daughter and stuff like that. And it was 1 year. I spent 4th of July with them, so I just went all out. We at the house, do some burgers and stuff on the grill. Got my ex-wife. So $200.
What I used to do was. The Phantom Shop? Mm-hmm. I used to go to there because they're the only ones that used to sell these little firework tanks. The little cardboard tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice. Mm-hmm. I used to get those every year. Not to really light them, but to collect them for that year. And I used to write the date, the month, the date, and the year on them. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore because I just don't have space for that stuff. But
Dang, and you actually collected fireworks?
You know what?
If it ever got so hot in your house,
that's something I was going to ask you guys. What's the best firework you ever bought? Like, what's your favorite firework?
oh, Roman candles. Easy.
First of all, I've never bought fireworks in my life.
Really?
Never.
He's a swindler.
No. First of all, you funny. No. See, my thing was, I never believed in the art of burning money.
Hey.
I'll watch other people burn up their money.
Well, fireworks to me are on par with like dessert, as in the sense there's really no inherent value in it except you just enjoyed it.
Right.
It's like eating a donut. Nobody eats a donut because they're hungry. They eat a donut because they want a donut. Nobody lights fireworks because, nobody lights fireworks because they have something better to do. They do it because they just like the light show. Mm-hmm. Essentially, their value is the enjoyment, or what you get out of it is how you tie it to it. So,
well, for me, as a kid, I was just enjoying a burn or something. That was just me.
Oh, I know you love sparklers.
No, I like the my favorite was the rocket ones.
Oh, bottle rockets?
Yeah.
The bottle rockets, or the one that you like shoot with the tube.
Nah, the legal.
those are Roman candles.
Nah, the legal.
Oh, the big rockets, the one you like launch off the ground.
You gotta get from your essay homies. One of those.
The ones that gonna be shooting on the block all tonight and tomorrow. Nah, I'm cool on them. I was never really big on fireworks like that. I was never big on buying fireworks like that.
Well, when we was kids, we used to make the 80s and the piccolo peas.
Nah, but we weren't into them.
When you want to hear some boom?
One of my favorite.
When I was in Abilene, Texas, boy.
One of my favorite fireworks is probably the little missile carrier box.
Yeah, I like those.
Those were always so dope. Mm-hmm. It's just a little box with maybe 50 missiles in it. Mm-hmm. You light it.
We used to jump over them kids.
And nobody ain't died. Lost the testicle trying to jump.
One of my favorite ones also was the seizure firework, where the flasher. Mm-hmm.
But I used to enjoy watching the kids light the fireworks and then they all take off running. Oh, those are the days.
Like a lot of the store-bought fireworks do have their role in 4th of July.
Oh,
They're just really fun. Obviously, they don't hold a candle to the illegal ones you can get or the official shows, but they still serve a purpose. Like flashers, sparklers.
Yeah, of course.
Little crackers, they're fun to play.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say
that was crazy. That was crazy.
So let me ask you guys a question: have you or anybody you guys ever worked a firework booth?
Yes.
I don't think so. No. What about you?
Yes. I have worked the fireworks booth.
I think I did one time it was for my grandfather's church.
Yes, I worked many times for churches because that was the way for the youth group to raise money. So I have done it many times. I've done it for my high school a couple of times where we did it for them as well. I mean, for me, it was always cool because it was like, you go in there, you just be hanging out, playing music. Mm-hmm. When you're not actually inside of the booth, you're actually just hanging out.
That booth was hot as hell, though.
Oh no,
it's a box with a cage on it.
Yeah, man, it's like a sweat box.
No. But see, the smart people.
I can't breathe.
No. Smart people put fans in that mug. We got the fans rolling.
I can picture Paul with his bandana, but shirtless. What you want?
But the crazy thing is, you have to. What people didn't know, you have to babysit that joint overnight.
Yeah.
So me and my boy Tyler, at the church. Shout out to my man Tyler, man. I ain't seen you in years, but he's doing good. He has his church up in Northern California. We used to babysit the booth, so he would have his Winnebago. Mm-hmm. So we would just sleep in the Winnebago and just watch the booth all night. But yeah, you have to be there on premise at all times. You know how we do. They be trying to break into that mug. They be trying to light it on fire because one little small match in that mug and that.
I've seen one get set on fire.
I'm sure you guys have at least probably seen that where somebody lit the fireworks in the store.
Oh, didn't we just have that in our store with some knuckle? I don't think y'all were there at the time, but I saw the report on it that somebody went inside the store, lit a firework in the store. I saw the report on that. I was dying. It was like a month ago. It wasn't even that long ago.
It was one incident too back in the day. Before y'all was there.
Still not as bad as the bathroom incident.
I don't want to talk about that. Let's not bring it up.
We ain't gonna talk about the bathroom incident. Shout out to the people at the job though.
That is Patreon content. You have to pay extra.
Yeah.
If you want to hear the story
the first
the bathroom incident that one too, or the other?
No, the bathroom incident that I had to witness.
Okay. Yeah. That's the one I had to do.
No.
So
that one too.
So on our first Patreon, kids, we will be talking about the whole bathroom incident, because that one is.
We'll talk about both.
We'll even get the ones.
But you're gonna have to pay a little money to see that one, because it's a goodie. That story's a goodie. It's a goodie.
There's a lot of sad bathroom incidents at the store.
The only thing was bad about that, it would.
No. Anyway.
That's paid content.
Yeah.
Anyway, off that.
You're spitting money.
Yeah, okay.
Off.
But other than that,
but so where do you rank 4th of July as far as like your top holidays? Is it like towards the bottom? Is it the middle?
It's easily a mid. It's a mid-tier holiday.
Okay.
Because like when you get when placement like this, like tomorrow it's a Tuesday. It's on a Tuesday, right?
On a Tuesday.
4th of July on a Tuesday is really not going to be that big of a 4th of July. So the problem with 4th of July is it usually it falls somewhere in the middle of the week. Rarely is it on the weekends. It goes from mid to I would say pretty high on the scale. So it's a yearly basis. Most of the time it's just a medium holiday.
Right.
You know, it's one that, you know, if it's on the weekend you're really hyped for it, but if it's in the middle of the week you're just like, oh, it's there. You know, it's still better than Earth Day or Valentine's Day, I would say.
He said Earth Day out of all the ones you could have chose.
For me, I always thought it was in the top 10 is up there. The reason why, because it's like
a 5 or a 6.
I'll give it a 4.
That's
for me, wise, because I always thought it was mindful, because it's not just celebrating Independence Day. You celebrating people who gave their life to this country and stuff like that. So I always thought it was just more important for me. Why Independence Day was just more traditional. It's not just celebrating popping fireworks. You celebrate being in America. You celebrating people who lost their life.
Well, it's a
for this
national
country.
holiday.
Yeah. So always I put it at the top.
Like it's always it's a holiday literally just for the Americans.
Yeah. It's like for me, it's like people who's not here right now to celebrate with their families for 4th of July or any holidays in general.
Yeah.
In my perception. So I always thought 4th of July just us celebrating the people who fought for this country.
Let us never forget that 4th of July is not merely about fireworks, hot dogs, or burgers, but the heart of 4th of July is about the red, white, and blue and those who died for it.
Yeah, and that's why for me, before I would put it a little bit lower, but because my son's in the Marines, now it has a little bit more value to that, because it's something that he's defending, if that makes sense.
It didn't get explained to me until I hit right in the middle of 5th and 6th grade, because one of my teachers, he was he's a veteran and stuff like that. He always used to break it down to us in class, like the meaning of 4th of July, what it actually really means, and the service-wise.
Right, because it was.
He said you're not just celebrating, just to be celebrating. You're celebrating for the Independence Day, America, and the people who fought for this country.
And a lot of times, what happens is because this is one.
I was thinking, it's just like
because
one of teacher's a vet, right? Or your old teacher was a veteran.
Yeah.
Was it just like, it's like,
did I say it wrong?
No. I'm just thinking it's like your teacher's Lieutenant Dan.
Oh no, he's let me tell you something.
Nah, he wasn't a Lieutenant Dan. He was. Damn, I don't even know.
He was like the one on.
He was a dude from. I don't even want to say it.
We'll leave alone. We ain't going to leave alone.
He's a good brother though.
We ain't gonna make
him. I'm not trying to be mean. I was just.
But no, because I can picture who he remind me of. He remind me what's his name from.
He remind me of
Full Metal Jacket.
Nah, Damon Wayans and what's the movie with Damon Wayans? Major
Pain.
Pain.
Nah, it wasn't a Major Pain. He was a Full Metal Jacket guy.
If he ain't there, he ain't happy.
I believe you're alone right now. I believe you're alone right now. I believe you're alone.
Big air turd. Otherwise, I kick your ass back to pavement.
I believe you're alone right
See,
now.
you and Cujo got a little attitude problem, and he cussed the dog here. I don't know why he shared everybody bald, but that was hilarious. You will be bald like me. He cut. You find a piece of candy in your pocket? Oh, man.
Cameron, what are you doing?
I was looking at something real fast. Anyway, so